Dear students, in this video lecture, we will do a line-by-line analysis of James Thomson's poem Autumn. Though it's a very long poem, I will try my best to make you understand every single line of this poem. In my previous video, I have given a brief introduction of James Thomson, who was born in 1700 and died in 1748, and this poem was composed in he started writing this poem in 1726 and completed it in 1730, and autumn is the last part. Autumn is just about autumn season. What happens in autumn season? As we know that he was a poet from hilly area. He was a poet from countryside. So what he visualized there in this poem, we will have a lot of natural scenery and the poet's emotions and feelings mingled with all that. Autumn. So generally what happens in autumn in London, after spring there is summer, and there is there are only four seasons: spring, summer, autumn and winter. So in autumn season the harvest is ready to cut and there is plenty of everything, but slowly the flowers fades from our before our eyes there, and the ripe harvest is ready to cut, and after there are empty plains, empty fields can be seen, and it is associated with sadness and with the end of life, like the harvest ends. So as John Keats describes in his beautiful poem Autumn, the situation is similar to that, and we will try to get the meaning of this poem in totally. Crowned with sickle and the wheaten sieve. As I told you, autumn is a season in which harvest is ready to cut. Farmers cut their harvest or crops. So they use sickle to cut the harvest, to cut their crops, and so autumn season is crowned with the sickle and the wheaten sieve. Sieve are, they bind the grain in sieves, and when we bind the grain it is known as sieve. While autumn nodding over the yellow plain and the sun is bright, that's why the plains, the fields look yellow. The earlier the fields were green because the harvest was green, and as soon as the harvest ripes the fields turns into yellow. सुनहली फसल जो हम हिंदी में कहते हैं. So in autumn season the fields looks yellow because the crops is ready to cut. Comes jovial on the Doric reed once more. The Doric reed can be heard, the flute can be heard, and here we have onomatopoeic reference because here we have the sound of reed. Reed is a flute made of bamboo wood. Well pleased, I tone. Its tone is well pleased. It's soothing for the ear. Whatever the wintry frost notorious prepared, and we see that in autumn season there is a little bit mist and fog because winter season is about to arrive. So we can visualize whatever the wintry frost also, wintry frost, the fog which we can see in winter season. Notorious prepared, it is preparing to cover the environment. The various blossomed spring put in white promise forth. So we see that this autumn season is the end of spring season. So again it seems like spring season is promising with this white fog that I will come again forth, I will be come again forth, and summer suns will again shine. So here it looks like the elements, the sun, the seasons are communicating. They are saying goodbye, that we will meet again in the next year. So autumn comes after summer and spring. So summer and spring are saying goodbye, that we will come in next year. Concocted strong, rust boundless, now to view, full perfect all. And this is the season when the harvest is ready, when the fruits are perfect, they are ripened to the core. So it's a season when everything is full fledged and perfect and swell my glorious theme. And that's why the glory of the earth increases. On slow the muse, ambitious of thy name. It was customary to invoke the muse, the goddess of poetry, to invoke, to worship her, so that the poetry can uh, receive the fame. So ambitious of thy name, to grace, inspire, and dignify her song. He's imploring, he's requesting, he's praying to the goddess of poetry to give him grace, to give him inspiration, and to dignify her song. Would from the public voice thy gentle ear a while engage thy noble care. She knows the patriot virtues that distend thy thought. So I am faithful towards you, and my patriot virtues that's why I am tender towards you. Spread on thy front and in thy bosom glow. My poetry flowers in your bosom. I offer these to you. While listening sonates hang upon thy tongue, developing through the maze of eloquence. I develop my poetry, its eloquence upon thy tongue. A roll of periods sweeter than her song, but she too pants for public virtue. She, though weak of power, yet strong in ardent will, and poetry is made of imagination, so it is ardent in will. Whenever her country rushes on her heart, assumes a bolder note, and fondly tries to mix the patriots with the poet's flame. So I am faithful towards my country. I am faithful towards my profession and poetry, profession of poetry writing. So I am a patriot, and I fondly try to mix my patriot theme with my poet's flame, with in my poetic fervor. When the bright virgin gives the beauteous days, and Libra weighs in equal scales the year, from heaven's high cope the fierce effulgence shook of parting summer. So in autumn season we can see that summer is parting, summer season is ending, and the sky is blue, a serener blue, with golden light enlivened, and at the evening time the sunlight becomes golden, and wide invest the happy world, and the world seems happy. A tempered sun arise, sweet beamed, and the sun rays slows down, and these beams look sweet. We realize them as sweet, and shading often through lucid clouds a pleasing calm. And lucid clouds are there, they are scattered pieces of clouds, while broad and brown blue below. We can see that they are broad, they are brown, and they are hanging below. Extensive harvest hang the heavy head, and most of on the above of all these, harvest hang the heavy head. The heavy head because it is ripened, it is laden with fruits and grain, rich, silent, deep, they stand for not a gale. Rich because there is plenty of everything, silent because they are ready to cut, they are sad, and deep, they are serious, they stand. Uh, Plants are standing in the fields, for not a gale rolls it light blows over the bending plain, and the plain is bending because the harvest is bending with the burden of the grain. A calm of plenty, there is plenty of everything, everything is in plenty, till the ruffled air falls from its poise and gives the breeze to blow, and the breeze blows. Rent is the fleecy mantle of the sky, and it looks like the sky is having a mantle. The clouds fly different, and the shapes of the clouds is different from spring season. They are now light, and the sudden sun by fits effulgent gilds the illumined field, and the sun illumines the fields with its rays, and black by fits the shadows sweep along, and the shadows sweep along a gaily checkered heart expanding view, and this view gives delight to one's heart far as the circling eye can shoot around unbounded, tossing in a flood of corn. And there is the harvest of corn, and it seems like there is a flood of corn is waving with the breeze in the fields. These are thy blessings, and these are the blessings of autumn season. These are the offerings and givings of autumn season. Industry, rough power. People are busy in harvesting, whom labor still attends, and sweat and pain. Farmers are laboring in the fields, and they are sweating, they are in pain, but they are happy that they have achieved their toil and their hard work. It is a result, it is the fruit of their hard work. Yet the kind source of every gentle art and all the soft civility of life. So this is the result of their art of farming, raiser of humankind by nature cast, naked and helpless, out amid the woods and wilds to rude, inclement elements. So amid the woods, one can visualize the inclement elements with various seeds of art deep in the mind. There are various seeds not on the earth only but in imagination also. They are implanted and profusely poured around. They are implanted and spreaded around. Materials infinite but idle all. There are infinite materials still unexerted in the unconscious breast. They are lying in unconsciousness, slept the lethargic powers. They are sleeping with lethargic powers. Corruption is still voracious swallowed. What the liberal hand of bounty scattered over the savage year. So he calls it a savage year, and still the sad barbarian robbing mixed with beast of prey. Of for his acorn meal fought the fierce tusky boar, a shivering wretch. So august and comfortless when the bleak north. In these lines we have a metaphorical reference here. Um, the writer is referring to Tusky Boar, whom he calls a shivering wretch, a wicked person. And we will stop here our video, and we will be continue from line 61 in our next video. Thanks for watching.